single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey there, I hope you're doing well. Guys, I just wanted to share a little bit with you here about speaking Spanish and if it's important. In the meantime, I thought I would share with you random photos from my cell phone gallery. Photos of my life here in the north coast of the Dominican Republic. Currently, I'm located in Los Choromicos, so you may hear some children in the background, you may hear some music and some cars honking. It's a busy, small beach town. I love it here. I'm immersed in the culture. I've had this place here itself for about a year. Now, I lived here, kept the place, and moved into other places in the north coast, Sosua, Cabarete. And the reason I kept this place was because the rent was reasonable, $150 a month, and I had my own furniture here. But I didn't understand Spanish enough, and I also didn't feel comfortable enough with my Spanish. So I kept this place knowing that one day I would return to it, feeling that I didn't want to let it go anyway, and went out and lived in some expat areas and learned. Sorry about that. Let me put my phone on airplane mode like it should have been. There we go. We won't get disturbed again. So now I moved around and I never really needed the Spanish language. But as soon as I felt within my heart that Los Choromicos was okay for me to come back to because I now understand enough of the Spanish and I can get by, then I came back. And I feel so comfortable here. I'm so relaxed in this beautiful town. I'm close to the beach, but I do need Spanish. So if you want to live in the culture, you will find that Dominicans do speak Spanish. Many of them do. But in the smaller towns, in the barrios where people live, different areas where people tend to be mostly native, you will need to speak Spanish. Otherwise, you'll have to have one translator with you all the time. Again, you may find somebody that does speak English, or your language, but it would be way better if you at least can get by with Spanish. If you can at least get by and know exactly what is going on and what you're saying. I got to the point when I would go with a translator, I got to the point where I actually, if the translator wasn't translating exactly what I was saying, I would know because I started to recognize the words. And it's not that the translator was saying words that I wasn't saying, but if they weren't expressing, like for instance, if I asked the translator to say, I would like ketchup on my French fries, right? Maybe the translator would say ketchup on the side. And I'd be like, no, on top, arriba. Something like that. And I would start to understand. And when that point in my life started to happen here, I realized that I am ready to venture out now and just be with myself and be around the natives and see how much of a go I can do of it. And I did that. I went out the other day with my friend Elsa, and her and I went out for a few drinks, and it was our first time alone with no translator. And we were able to communicate. We were able to have some good laughs. We were able to really just chill and really hit it off. She got to the point where she forgot that I don't speak Spanish very well. She started to speak really quickly in Castellano, like the Dominican language, and it got comical. And I was like, El Paso, El Paso. And at some points, I didn't have to say El Paso because some points it was like I understood completely. And even if I didn't understand one word because she went kind of fast, I was able to pick the rest of the words out that I did know. And knowing what we were talking about, I was able to put two and two together. And when that moment starts to happen, it becomes very special because you start to think to yourself, wow, I understand. Like, I'm actually communicating in a different language. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, where's my son and my daughter? I want them to see this. My daughter is 30 years old right now, and my son's going to be 25 in like another 2 months, 3 months. So, for them, I want them to see that their mom is, doing things that I never thought I would do. I never thought I would learn another language at my age. I'm 48, and I had my children when I was young and everything like that. And so I'm living my second life here. My children are still in Canada, Toronto, and they're proud of me and they love it. But there are times when I learn something here that I just can't wait to share with them. And learning a language is one thing, but understanding someone who is a native here speak their way that they would with their other friends is just overwhelming. It's a beautiful sensation, and it's a feeling of gratitude of life to be able to learn a new language and even though I learned a lot of it through the streets and also through Duolingo, and even though my Spanish is not grammatical when I speak it, and I more or less just stick words together that I know, I still get by. I am not speaking in sentences by any means, but I at least know how to say, "Do you want this? Do you like that? Or do you want to go? Who are you with? What would you like to eat? Or what are you cooking today?" Like, just everything. Like, I really have good conversations. Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a girlfriend? Where do you work? What do you do for work? Where do you live? Do you have children? How old are you? Just really good conversation pieces I have. And then once I ask questions, I'll let the person know that I don't speak Spanish and they need to speak slow for me. But most times, oh, holy smoly macaroni, the Dominican people are so patient. If you just tell them "Al paso, por favor," like I would say, "Hables conmigo, al paso, por favor." Like, speak with me slow, please. And that's how I would put it together. Now, whether it's supposed to be said like that or not, like, I don't know. All I know is when I say it like that, Dominicans understand me, Haitians understand me, even other people that speak Spanish and are foreigners here, they understand me as well. So it could be that I'm just speaking broken Spanish, like I said, or it could be that I'm making sentences that make sense, but I'm just putting them in different, like, kind of turning them around a little bit. And at the end of the day, it certainly feels good to be understood as well when I speak Spanish, So that's it. When you start to learn, you can feel very comfortable here practicing your Spanish on people. Like, you can speak Spanglish and they will get it with your hand movements and pointing and certain words that you put in that you do understand in Espanol. And people here, they will get it. It's a tourist type of area, especially Sosua, Cabarete, and Puerto Plata. And even if you're not in a tourist area and you still have enough words in the Google app, you may get away with a lot more Spanish than you would realize. A lot of people worry about not having a translator, and as long as you have Wi-Fi or as long as you have a book of translation, you can get by quite a lot easier than you would expect, especially if you're not looking to get into a big, deep conversation. Now, if you are doing something where you need a big ticket purchase, like you need to purchase a big ticket item, you're going to want to speak more Spanish, or you will want to have a translator with you and not just have Google app or a book. You're going to want to have somebody with you who speaks very good Espanol and can translate for you very well as well. You don't just want to translate it online as well, because there could be very important parts of a document that you're reading or something of that nature that you want to make sure is correct. So, just in regards to uh, living here, if you decide to come live here, you should go on Duolingo, learn on that app. It's free through, if you have an Android, through Google Play, and you can download it, and it will teach you from the beginning of Spanish, girl, boy, he, she, fun, concert, like food, different types, apartments. And oh, speaking of apartments, by the way, guys, some of these pictures that you're seeing of apartments here are pictures that I have that are available for Airbnbs. If you're interested in renting and staying here long term, then let me know, because I can get you some very beautiful places at wonderful, reasonable prices for a month or more. So you just let me know. A lot of the places that you can get on Airbnb sometimes would be worth it, because if you're staying under 2 weeks, but if you're staying over 2 weeks and more, and you need to really watch your budget and you want a beautiful place at an economical price, let me know. I can help you out. And speaking of which, just being here, and once you are here and once you do get placed in a certain neighborhood, you will see how easy it is to get around with your Spanish, even if your Spanish is so limited. Just the word hola alone can help you get around and help you to understand the culture. And, but a lot of the natives here are used to foreigners. They are used to people that do not speak Spanish. So a lot of the times they will have a friend that does speak English, and they will say to you, un momento, like, hold on 1 minute. I will go get mi amigo habla español. They'll say, mi amigo habla inglés. And they'll say, my friend speaks English. Hold on one moment. And they will do their best to try to help. A lot of Dominicans will. I've noticed that, okay? People here are very helpful. Now, sometimes they don't have someone that speaks English, and they may just look at you and be like, sorry, like, lo siento, I don't understand what you're saying, and I don't know anyone that has anything to understand. But if you do, like, pull out, let's say you don't have the internet at that moment and your internet ran out, you can say to them, tu tienes Wi-Fi. And then they'll be like, oh, they know what Wi-Fi is, or Wi-Fi. They know what that is, and they will probably give you their internet or something, and then you can connect with your cell phone to the internet and then try to get your Google app going. If you're ever stuck at all, there's Wi-Fi all around the island, and a lot of people have it even on their cell phone. And a lot of people, you'd be surprised, have their cell phone even all the way out in the campo with their WhatsApp and with Wi-Fi on their cell phone. So you would be able to quickly even use their cell phone if possible. And you just tell them to looky. You just say, you can even point to yourself and then point to your eye and say, I look cellular, like to cellular. And you try to tell them that you need help, like, as best you can, and they're very trusting people, natives as well here, and they will say, they will hold their cellular, but they'll show you it and say, okay, what? Because they know that foreigners are here not to rip them off. And if a foreigner is standing on the street, doesn't have Spanish words, then they know that the foreigner probably needs help. If they're asking for something, most likely it's help. And if they're trying to show something in the cellular, then I know for sure most of my native friends here will help. So if you ever need help like that, don't feel stuck because you don't speak any Spanish at all. Just always try to get to the internet, try to get to your app, try to pull it up, and you can work with anyone on the street. They will try to work with you. They're very friendly people. A lot of them understand Spanglish as a language, and a lot understand the fact that you may not know much Spanish at all yourself. So at the end of the day, I would say do not worry about having very limited Spanish, but definitely work on your Spanish just so you have a more purchasing power, and just so you have a more cultural understanding of what's going on around you, and so you can also feel completely comfortable in your surroundings just in case of any form of an emergency. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Cerise Fairfax. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me via WhatsApp at 829-702-7726. I provide quite a few services here, moto maid. So if you are in a villa late at night and you want something to eat and you don't have anything, I can provide delivery service for food, drinks, and also smokes, cigarettes. And if you also need anything like an apartment, airport pickup, drop off, tours around the city, or tours around the island, you let me know. I have people that will help you and close friends that you can trust. All right, guys, take care, and thank you so much for joining me.
You built these walls up, and I told